Here we are outside Dean Court. Unfortunately, a 1-0 loss to them up the road. Not the most exciting of games by any means. Ethan, not a lot of people stopping to speak to us today, and I can understand why. How are you feeling right now?
Okay, well, we've had 6 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
It's going to come to an end at some point, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's Southampton. They're better than us. I can admit it now, they're better than us, but we don't have that much attacking force as we did, obviously, but we could have had so much more. But not meant to be today. Not meant to be today.
Bit frustrating. Other games we've played, maybe where we've been behind, or even at Fulham at the weekend, where we showed a bit more fight, a bit more drive. That just seemed to be lacking a little bit today, didn't it? It's interesting, isn't it? Is that because we're at home? What do you think it might be?
I don't know. I thought we'll be like okay, but the passes were a bit sloppy, and like we didn't really know what we were doing, because yes, we're coming up against a very good side, but so much more to come. But we need more. We need help in attack.
Yeah.
Midfield, defence, we're okay. Just attack, we need help.
The goal that we conceded, I didn't get a very good view from it where I was, but it did look a little bit it looked like a free header to me. It looked like no one was picking up. Seems to be something that's happening, quite a lot, doesn't it? Kind of allowing those free headers in.
Yeah, we should be straight on it. That's what you've got to do in this league. Got to be straight on it. No, mark everyone. Just no free headers. But what we've gone and done, got punished.
West Ham next, mate.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
They're not in the greatest of forms, but I think we could get something like a point. Might be pushing it a bit, maybe 3 points, but got to change something.
Thanks, Ethan. Good to see you, buddy. All the best. Up shows. Hey, Ben, you all right?
Oh, God. Deflated after that.
It is a little bit deflating, wasn't it? It is a little bit deflating. It's a shame it's them as well. Now, Gary O'Neill that's his first defeat. His first defeat. So what kind of reaction do you think we can expect from that?
I think we need to come out expansively from the off against West Ham, because it seemed very similar to the Championship performance last year, under Scott Parker, and what we've experienced in the last 2 years. But I think the reaction we need to see, we need to attack more. We need to be more free flowing, because it seemed we were very frigid in the attacking third.
Yep.
I couldn't really see us doing much. We had a few chances in the second half, but to be honest, there was no time in the game where I thought we should have scored there. Yeah. To be honest, but yeah, we just need to create more. I don't know if that maybe means changes, because I don't think Tavernier was great today. I'm not going to lie. I think we struggled there. But yeah, I think we need to change something in the starting lineup, because I think second half against Fulham and this 90 it just seemed a bit same old.
It felt to me that Southampton did a better job of doing what we normally do than what we did. In terms of frustrating and then kind of catching the other team on the off chance. We didn't create a lot of chances, as you said, but what do you think the solution to that might be?
I mean, it's maybe just. I think we need someone like Jadon Anthony who will just run at them. Because I feel like Tavernier, he seemed a bit sceptical, to be honest, in the way that he was just going about his game today. So I think if Jadon Anthony was to start against West Ham, I would like to see someone like that. And I think Zamora as well. He really likes to attack and get forward. So if we could have them two starting against West Ham and linking up, then that would be nice to see. But yeah, I mean, it's just so deflating, because I don't want to be negative, but it probably couldn't have come at a worse time, to be honest. They're our rivals, and now we've got 2 hard games. West Ham, they're a good side, even though they lost to Liverpool today. Yeah. And Tottenham after that, they're a good side. But you never know. It's Bournemouth. We like to pick up some good results.
Finish me on something positive quickly, Ben.
At least it wasn't 9.
Yeah, I like that. Well done.
That's all I can say.
Super. Hi, how you doing? You okay?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay. Game wasn't great. Was that what you expected today?
Yeah, I expected us to come with a bit of a different approach, playing like local rivals.
Yeah.
Thought we lacked a bit of attacking play today. Should have started maybe a Kiefer Moore, played it up to him.
Yeah.
And we were missing that Zamora on the left, maybe.
Yeah.
Bit of attacking spark, really bring some goals in.
It's interesting that that Gary O'Neill kind of kept the same 11, but actually he changed a few things around. So he tried Adam Smith back on the right and then Fredericks on the left, but it didn't really seem to. I don't know what he was trying to do, but it didn't seem to really do whatever it was.
No, it didn't really work. I think we should have just kept something at the back.
Yeah.
Just kept it how it was. I think the rotation kind of confused, the back.
It was interesting to see some different subs though today. So seeing Suki Dembele come on, see Junior Stanislas come on, Joe Rothwell came on. I mean, for Bournemouth getting these players back, it's going to take a while, isn't it? But do you think we could see something good from them?
Yeah, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe they hopefully get back to their old form. But for now, I don't know. Maybe just keep some of them on until they're match ready.
Brilliant. Okay. So going forward then, gentlemen, if I get a man of the match actually from you for today.
Lewis Cook.
Cook.
It's
Lewis Cook?
Yeah, it's Lewis Cook.
100%.
Yeah, Lewis Cook today. Thought he was really good.
He's the only one that fought today. He was the only one that did really put it in. Everyone else didn't really. Some of them did. It was just so bad. And who was it? Fredericks. Fredericks was not good today.
Okay.
He was losing his fitness in the game. He was just so bad.
He did look pretty tired when he came off, and he has played a lot of games
Yeah,
kind
he
of
has
back to
played
back,
a lot
hasn't
of
he?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Much appreciated. Hello. Right. I've had a lot of people coming on, and they're not very happy.
No.
So
I mean, the thing is, we knew it was going to come to an end. We were under no illusion that it would go on forever.
yeah,
But I think that the fact that it ended at Saints and not maybe against West Ham, I think that's really what put a downer on this. Because it is a rivalry, and when you don't win a rivalry, of course you're going to be a bit upset. But Gary O'Neill's done a magnificent job keeping a win streak this long as a newly promoted side. I mean, it's certainly a difficult one, but I think we did well, and I just think we just lacked a bit of clinicality.
a little bit of clinicality, a little bit something extra up front. Dom Solanke was kind of all over the place again, really trying to drive the team. Lewis Cook had a good game. Was there anyone else that kind of stood out to either of you having a good game today?
I think Senesi had quite a good game as well, because he was just doing his job and just playing it really, really well. So I think he was
Pretty good.
quite a top man. Yeah.
Pretty good. Okay, well, onwards and upwards then, gents. Let's hope we get something at the next game.
Definitely. I mean, Hassenhüttl was a good manager. Southampton are a good side. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's a shame that it's ended against them, but yeah, as you said, onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Break it up a little bit.
Tom? Okay.
Hey, all right, gentlemen, we're going to do man of the match really quick, so I'm going to get through. There's a few more people just arrived. We'll get through as many as we can, okay? So, a man of the match for you today.
Chris Mepps.
Chris Mepps. Yeah, stayed on the pitch as well, didn't he? Which is great.
Senesi.
So, both centre-backs, both defenders. Do you think they could have done something better with that goal that we conceded, though, today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. Did you see whose man it was? Who should have been marking?
No, because we were at far end.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it either. Yeah. Are we going to win at West Ham, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time I'm going to be there.
You are or you're not?
I'm going to be there.
You're going to be there. We'll find you after the game. Thank you so much, gentlemen. All the best. He didn't want to come on.
No.
He's fed up.
It had to be them, didn't it? It had to be them. Yeah, disappointing. We probably didn't deserve to lose, but we didn't test keeper enough.
No.
Again, let the City goal. Well worth goal from their perspective, but City goal. And then they had something to hang on to, didn't they? And that's what they did. They tactically were better than us today. I didn't really understand the changes. I worked it out at the start of the game. We started with Fredericks on the left in a back five, and then 15 minutes in he switched Fredericks to the right, and then 30 minutes in he had Smith at left centre back. He mixed that back five 3 times in the space of half an hour. I don't really know what we were doing. I think again we said a few times on the weekend, but you thought we got away with it with a point. But Kiefer Moore with like 4 minutes to go, like we're crossing balls all game. There's no one in there.
Yeah.
And we were watching it there and saying, Dom's got to do so much for this team. It's unbelievable. The amount he's been asked to do is outrageous. And I think, Kiefer Moore should have come on earlier. And then if I'm Zamora and Anthony, I'm scratching my head, going, don't want to sign a new deal. Why am I not coming on the pitch? We haven't had a left back all game. I don't know why Zamora didn't come on. Fredericks was out of his, he was on his last legs at the end. chucked on Rothwell and Stanislas, didn't look fully fit, especially Stanislas, just didn't look right. Dembele's got some tricks in that, but he lost the ball more than he'd done anything with it, if we're honest. I know it looks good on the eye, didn't really do anything. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's not, they've been good recently, but today, Christian Tavernier in particular, I thought were really poor. Set pieces were poor. But yeah, again, we had all the play in the second half, but how many saves did Bazunu have to make? And that's the frustration. But yeah, it's a shame it had to be them. Saw a few flares go off. They were doing the old big celebration at the end, so fair play to them. But yeah, it'll be interesting now to see how we react when it's the first time we've lost under O'Neill. So see how we react at West Ham. Difficult game. You've got West Ham and then Tottenham, so really difficult games, followed by Leeds. So yeah, we see how we react now. But yeah, it just weren't quality. Like, it'd be, if we didn't let in that first goal, maybe win it. And if we get an early goal second half, who knows? But we just didn't. We didn't do enough, mate. I don't know what you think, but I just don't think we did enough.
The thing that I'm sort of trying to get my head around it, and I've praised O'Neill in the past for like approaching games different ways, but sometimes I just feel like he plays around with things a little bit too much. When he started that same 11, I thought, okay, well, let's line up the same then. If you're going to do that, but he didn't. So he's trying to put kind of square pegs in round holes, isn't he? It's a bit odd.
It felt, we said it after the Leicester game, like, because before the game we were like, why Smith left side?
Yeah.
They thought, okay, he's watching Maddison, makes sense. Today there's no reason for it. And then, well, clearly not, because after 15 minutes he changed it around a bit. But yeah, some of the tweaks and that, and like you say, it felt like every 5 minutes someone was moving position. So there was no balance there really. But again, I just think it's that same story we were talking about last season. I think Dom's just too isolated so much. So you know, when we had a lot of the ball, I thought Lewis was all right at times, trying to drive us on, but he's looking up at times, beating a man and going, I haven't really got much. And the only option I've got is to put it wide, put a ball in the box. There's no one in there, and Kiefer Moore's coming on too late for me. I really do think that. I think that Kiefer should be coming on. I mean, in that sort of game, I think just chuck him on half time if you have to.
Especially if you're going to deliver it from out wide all the time.
Yeah, and you know what they're going to do. They've got a lead to hold on to. They're going to sit deep, and they're going to invite crosses. So because as soon as Kiefer Moore come on, we started getting a few headers and then knockdowns and half chances, and it just didn't fall for us. But yeah, it was a shame. Thought we were still pretty, apart from one moment, we were still pretty compact again defensively, but just didn't offer enough. It was one of them. We've probably been due it. I mean, I want to see I just don't understand why it's not handball. By the way, I don't understand it. When you look at the consistency of it, we fire a cross in, it hits him straight on the arm. Hits him straight on the arm. Doesn't get looked at. I can't get my head around that at all. I thought we'd got one there off previous, but we're still due one. So hopefully it'll come at West Ham, mate. But yeah, absolutely gutted. So
I think the time that we get a handball go our way, the celebration is going to be bigger than a goal celebration, mate.
Well, hopefully it's a little birthday treat waiting for me on Monday, mate. So yeah, it'll take a few days, but then we've got that game to bounce back on Monday night. So hopefully it'll be all right. But cheers for getting me on quick, because I'm going to go and have a pint and Drama Sorrows.
Yeah, see you later,
cheers,
mate. Gary, welcome. Oh, okay, with Simon. Josh, what happened?
Don't know what to say.
Is this your fault, Josh?
Nope.
No, it's not, is it? No, it's not.
Ref's fault to me, because the pen that wasn't given should have been a pen.
Should it? I couldn't see it very well, but I believe you.
I couldn't see it very well, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Because of the bounce off it. Because if it was off any part of the body, it wouldn't have gone down.
Oh, good point.
If it hit the bottom of the arm, it would have gone down instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You're thinking in kind of physics. I like it. Different bounce. Okay, Josh, I've had a lot of sad people. A lot of sad people. I need you to bring the mood up a little bit. I know your dad will in a minute, but tell me now. Who's your man of the match, and what did you like about the game?
To be honest, about the game, we weren't that competitive. They were the ones wanting to go for the win in the first half.
Yeah.
But then in the second half, we were up for it.
Okay.
And we wanted it. But then we just didn't. We just lost it.
We lost it. Who was your man of the match today, Josh, for us?
Senesi or Tavernier.
Okay, nice. Brilliant. Should we get your dad on? Let's see if he brings the sunshine.
Hello.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm not too bad.
Now, are you still going to say your little phrase?
We're competitive at this level. We are, but we were brought down to their level.
Okay, we played at a different level.
We are. So I don't know what's happened at the start. You probably all spoken about it. I was like, well, what kind of formation is that? What's he doing there? What's he doing there?
And
I was kind of like, And it was also a game where there were lots of questions over O'Neill's decisions, substitutions, and all those different kind of things, even the starting lineup. So there's a lot of questions. I'm scratching my head a bit, but we are competitive still. We're in the mix. We're better than them. We're better than half the table easily. It's a long old season.
Yeah.
We've just got to let this one go, not forget about it, because there are questions of O'Neill and tactics and strategy. But we had a go. The final ball just didn't fall for us. So many moments like that in that game, you know, cutbacks, headers just missing. So we were in the mix, and they weren't really in it apart from their goal. Classic example of switching off
it was.
in one moment in a game, and I believe that moment was because of the formation of players not actually knowing what they were doing at that phase of the game at the start.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it clearly looked like a mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, well, is that your man?
Yeah.
Or is that my man? Whereas if we'd have started with our normal 4, everyone would have known their jobs.
Yeah, which was odd because we had the same personnel on the pitch, but everyone in the wrong place.
Yeah, and that's that. I think he's got to take a look at himself, and I think O'Neill's got to ask himself a few questions there. But overall, I'm not going to hold it against him. As I say, we're in the mix, we're competitive. Move on.
Move on. Thank you, mate. Thank you
right,
ever so much.
care.
That was lovely. Hey, Gary, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad.
Sorry to keep you waiting there.
No, that's okay. Well, I'm allowed out.
Are you allowed out?
Yeah.
I'll come this way a little bit because we need to be in that light.
Yeah, I was going to say the curfew's.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, well, it's 7:30 kickoff, isn't it?
He's quite 7:30 kickoff.
That's it. Yeah, I think that was the problem there. They hadn't woken up by then.
See, I like
they
that.
They were already a goal down, wasn't it? That was the only.
That's I've had a few different excuses tonight, Gary, but it being a 7:30 kickoff. That's the first one I've had that one, but I like it. Yeah.
But I think most of it's been said there because Saturday you got Smith on the left.
Yeah.
Fredericks on the right.
Yeah.
And you think the defence is settled. Swap them around. So they must have seen something in the analysis.
Yeah.
To do that, but within 10 minutes or 12 minutes they swapped them around.
Yeah.
And then gone to back 3.
Yeah.
Later on there was 3 changes in about the first half hour, and you think, well, try and settle.
Yeah, and then it was all a little bit too late, wasn't it, at the end with bringing on the late substitutions and.
Yeah, Dembele, I think, coming on at that late for his debut. Rothwell, it's nice to see him.
Yeah.
Was it the right game to throw him in?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to see Zamora and Anthony on there because they always seem to work well down the left-hand side. Bit of an imbalance. Everything seems to be coming down the right.
Yeah, agreed. You make a very good point. It probably wasn't the right game for many of us to bring those players on, and a lot of people have said they got those 2 players sitting on the bench there, thinking last season Zamora and Anthony had a stormer, didn't they? And now they're not getting on.
Quite a lot of the goals came from that side of it. I always like him there, like Zamora. I think he was growing into the season. Liverpool wasn't his best. Well, it wasn't a good game for anyone, was it?
No, it really wasn't. Really wasn't a good game for anyone.
The games he's come on, once he's got the confidence, I think he's there. And I think they'll just move on to West Ham and put it aside there. Southampton's a bit of a bogey side here.
We'll get them one day, Gary. We'll get them one day.
St Mary's, we've got a better record, isn't it? That's the thing.
We'll get them at their place.
Look positive there.
Yeah, I
We're
like it.
still above them, I think, aren't we, in the table? They were 11th and 18th, so
we are
still the top team, but how long that will last.
Yeah.
But
South Coast is still ours, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. All the best. Thank you, mate.
That's right.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
What did you think of the game today?
Another poor game. I think, it's just frustrating. I didn't think Southampton were really good, but I didn't think we were that much better either, were we? I think we got into some sort of good positions, but it was just that final ball was just lacking today. You get to sort of the byline, try and cut back, gets intercepted. Even crosses from corners, I think again was sort of poor, weren't they? It was just got up to the edge of the box, and just really frustrating today.
It very difficult, I think, for everyone. A lot of people who've come on today have sort of talked a little bit about Gary O'Neill's decisions and his not so much his team selection, but his choice of where players are going to play, which was a bit of a question. And then also the substitutions, although nice to see some players returning, not sure if it was the right game to see them return. How do you feel about all of that?
I think some of his sort of subs, obviously he put sort of Dembele, obviously Dembele's obviously sort of come on in sort of the Prem, but even the subs and things like that just didn't seem to have sort of like no sort of impact, did they? And
No.
Obviously it was the same side that obviously drew with Fulham. So obviously Smith played, but he was right back. Fredericks was now left back.
Yeah,
it seemed a bit strange, you know. He could have played sort of like put Smith at right back, but maybe played like Jordan Zamora maybe, and give us that more like natural sort of like left-footed. Obviously Tavernier was started on the right, and obviously came over to the left. So he had like that left foot, but maybe he could have like played sort of like Zamora, might have given us a bit more of a better balance on like the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Today.
Okay, well, we go to West Ham next.
Yeah.
Now, when under Gary O'Neill previously, we've been doing so well. Now we've hit that first defeat for him. Yeah. What happens next, Mark? What were you expecting to see when we play West Ham?
Yeah, two sort of like tough games. West Ham are one of those sort of sides. You know, they could be sort of like really good, or you might sort of like go there and you know, the point might be like a good result, and then obviously Tottenham sort of like after will be like a really tough game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those sort of like games, and that anything could sort of like happen. We could go there and sort of like play well and get a good result, or we could not play well and end up getting a draw, or you know, you could get beat. It's just like one of those sort of like West Ham is sort of like one of those sides at the moment. You just don't know what you're going to sort of like get. Bit like us, sort of like really. We could like play really well, or today we might not. So.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, mate. That's great.
Okay, cheers. Thank you.
That's great. Well, I've got one special guest left.
You know what, mate? I want to talk.
You should talk. You should talk because
it's weird because I'm filming this thing, but
yeah.
Man, I was really infuriated with the performance. I know that it is a derby, but it's not a rivalry. But it wasn't a rivalry on the pitch as well, mate. We made it easy for them. We made them look like prime Barcelona at times.
Yeah,
I thought
agreed.
Our lack of urgency on the ball was clear to see. Lack of diligence, short passes to feet, not happening. I thought that Ryan Fredericks had a poor game on the right hand side. Tavernier's set piece delivery wasn't good at all. He brings on 2 substitutes or 3. Well, I mean, players that haven't been fielded yet in the Premier League, which to me was really baffling. You've got Junior Stanislas that hopefully he's back to full fitness, but when you've got proven game changers like Jayden Anthony sat on the bench, it just seems really odd. I know that Siriki Dembele, we've been crying out for him to come on, but like Tom said earlier, I think that or whoever it was, that wasn't the game for him. I think it was Gary that said that actually. It wasn't the game for him. And Joe Rothwell, I just thought it was a really naive decision to bring him on. Formational changes so often, and I think we made it fairly easy for Southampton in the end. I was really wanting to get one over them today.
I know.
I really was, but we seem to shit our pants every time we play them.
Well, it does seem like
a
bit of a turnaround, because I think from my point of view, as we're talking, is that all the things that we've come to expect from this Gary O'Neill side, from the team that he put together, all those things that were good, they just weren't there today. It's just really weird. So it's almost kind of like a complete kind of role reversal.
I know it can't last forever.
No,
the run can't last forever.
No.
But just the manner of the defeat was quite disappointing today. I'm not going to say Gary O'Neill in, Gary O'Neill out, or whatever, because that run was never going to last forever. However, I do think that they're probably going to look at it tactically and realise that they did make a few mistakes, which is fine, because we can't be perfect. But Southampton are the worst team that we've seen at Dean Court this season, worse than Leicester. Yet we made them look really good, and that was, I think, our part. And I don't want to sound really bitter or everything, because they did deserve their win, but we helped them to that, sadly. And really disappointing. And when you're looking at the fixtures that we've got around the corner as well, 3 points would have been huge, but not to be. So
not to be indeed. And that's pretty much it from us, I think. Outside here, very lacklustre defeat today from Bournemouth. Not what we've come to expect, and hopefully not what we can expect from the future, because next we go back to London. It's West Ham. Please make sure you like, you subscribe, and you click the little bell theme, because you've got more back of the net content coming your way. Up cherries.